this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm here with those gorgeous collage masterboards that we made recently. We did these lovely whole page collage masterboards. We made them like in an eclectic way, using an eclectic mix of pages to get some more interesting looks. So what I thought we could do is come along and have a bit of a play around and just kind of experiment and see what types of things we could make with some of these. So let's kind of just do random, random projects, I'm thinking. So I've got some other papers here, which I'm going to be using to back these with. So, yep, I've got some of these here. Now, I'm thinking we could just make kind of some envelopes and things with this one, which I think will work really nicely. So let's just have a look and see, see what we've got. So I'm kind of proposing that this would be like the front of the envelope. And yeah, by the front, I'm thinking the side with the flap. And then we will back it on to like some plain sheets of paper. And obviously create the flap like that. So don't obviously want them too huge, but, reasonable kind of size. So what I might do is pull in, like if I've got some other envelopes. Let's just see what I've got here beside me. Yeah, just pull in some other envelopes. And would you believe I've now not got envelopes? I've only got the cards, but that's fine. I can pull in the cards that would go inside the envelope. Oh, they're titchy, aren't they? I don't want to use that size. Could use this one or these some A5. No. Oh, we'll just go with this, to be honest. So yeah. So I'm just going to put this here. Now what I'll do, I'll make it bigger because I think that's a bit too small, to be honest. And we don't have to have conventional size envelopes because of course we're making them ourselves. So I'm thinking, whoops, pop that on like that. And then I'm just going to use this to cut around. So just cutting around that like that. Oh dear. Just cut this down. Now obviously I can trim this round in a minute because oh my goodness, look at that wonky edge that I've done. So we'll cut a couple of these so that we make maybe 2 or 3 envelopes. So shall we do, should we just do this kind of section here and then we'll do something else with the other section. So in fact what I'm going to do, I'm just going to cut this in half like that. And then I've got the whole section kind of ready to use. So just cutting that down like that. Okay, so what I'll do, I want to try and make a whole bunch of different things from this masterboard, hopefully in this video. So what I'll do, we will just make one with this and then I will make the others kind of off screen because otherwise we're obviously not going to actually get through many of these and then we won't get through many ideas, which would be, pretty boring. So yeah, let's kind of just make one. So I'm just going to cut this down, try and get it a bit straighter. It doesn't really matter too much, to be honest. It doesn't have to be quite perfect, but straightish would be preferable. So like that, and then we'll just cut this across the top. Oops. Across the top there. Okay. Oh my goodness, I think I've made this side actually wonkier than it even was in the first place. So yeah, not really doing too well. Oh my goodness. The more I look at this, the more wonky it's getting. So I don't know whether it's like picking up on camera, but oh my goodness, it was shocking. Right, okay, so that's that one. Now this is just some of my Pale Damask set 2, so I'm going to use that. Now I'm going to put these to one side and remember that I'm going to be making some more envelopes with those. So all I'm going to do is literally line this up with some other paper here. And then just cut this down here on the side. Now, do we want to go for a sort of pouch style envelope? Or we could do like a kind of more traditional sort of V-shaped envelope. So if I just bring this over, so like that. Oh, you can see now how wonky my cutting is. So yeah, if we just bring this over, this is going to be the envelope flap like that. And then I'm thinking, again, I could do with a template. So this is very annoying. I haven't obviously kind of thought this through properly, had I? I think I have got a couple of V-shaped, do you know what I mean, V-shaped, you know, traditional shaped envelopes here. Aha, better, that's more like it. Okay, right. So yeah, what I'm thinking is do the flap this shape. So if I just put that down where my fold is, hopefully got that sort of pretty much, oops, roughly in the centre. Is that roughly in the centre? I don't know. Hopefully thereabouts anyway. Like that. And then I'm just going to take this down. It does not look in the centre now, which is weird, isn't it? Oh, I'm going to muck this up. I just know that I am. Oh my goodness. Why have I done this on camera? That's just not really good. So, yep. Take that along my template from the envelope flap. Now you can probably all see why I don't use a paper trimmer and things, because I'm not good when it comes to like precision type projects. Okay, so that's my envelope flap, which is going to go like that and like that. Oh my goodness, doesn't that look gorgeous? Now we could leave this flimsy and coffee dye it, or you could obviously, what's the word? You know, double line it with something. So what do we think? Do we want to double line it, or do we want it flimsy? I think maybe flimsy might be quite nice for this. So I'm just going to coffee dye it. Now obviously on the inside, this has got this traditional shaped piece here. So do we want to do that on here? I kind of think perhaps we do. Yeah, okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just cut my envelope so that I can use this bit as a template as well. So just kind of separating it off so that I've got this whole part that I can now have as a template. Okay. Always handy to have like the original envelopes, you know, to be able to use like this. So in here, or on here, I want to kind of make this sort of shape. Now obviously this is a bigger envelope than the one that I'm making, so I don't necessarily want it, you know, as big as this entire thing. So I'm thinking probably there. Again, you know, doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, but hopefully somewhere roughly in the middle. So I'm going to just try and clip this on. Oops. Using that bulldog clip, just so that it sort of stays where I need it to be. And then I'm just going to go round here like that. Okay, take this off. There we go. There we go. So, I mean, it's not obviously the same, but it's kind of got the same concept going on, hasn't it? So then what I'll do, I will just ink up, or not ink up, sorry, coffee dye the envelope inner. And then what I'll do is I will just take this to the sewing machine and just stitch all around the edge. And that would be a complete envelope there. So I will kind of do that, and then we'll come back and revisit that. So I'll just put that to one side. So I've got 3 pieces that I'm going to do that with to make envelopes. Like I say, I'll do these off screen, but that's kind of, you know, one thing that you could do with your collage masterboard. So we've now got obviously this section left. So what should we do with this? It's got some thicker sections and some thinner sections. So, oh, I'm just having a look. Let's have a bit of a think about this. Now, I often struggle with the whole folding up of a masterboard because I think it can then, you know, cause your papers to kind of like ping up if they're not glued and things like that. So, you know, if I was to fold it like right on the edge piece, can you see there where that's not quite glued? If I folded it there, obviously my paper's lifting. So I prefer not to actually fold my masterboards, if I'm truthful. Although I do see other people do that and it, you know, it works wonderfully. So I'm not necessarily saying that that's, you know, that's a hard and fast rule. I'm just saying for me, I prefer not to. So I've got some vellum here. Could we do like a vellum overlay or anything? I mean, that looks quite pretty, but it is sort of covering it up, which is then a bit of a shame, really, I think. So yeah, I don't think I want to do that. No. I'm just grabbing things that are here beside me and just trying them out because, you know, hopefully we're going to get some sort of inspiration strike in a moment. Now I've got another. So this is one of those see-through transparent laminated pieces. So we could do something with that. I don't feel like that's really, you know, complementing this the most, if I'm truthful. So yeah, I don't think I want to do that. Although that's quite nice there, actually. Should we do that? Very different to kind of how I would have expected that to be. But actually, I think it's quite pretty, to be honest. So yeah, let's put that there. And we'll just cut this down on the side. So just sort of using the laminate piece as my guide of where to cut that. Oh, hopefully that's looking reasonable, not too wonky. Just take that down there and then across at the top. Okay. So, yeah, what I can do then is just literally take this to the sewing machine and stitch it around 3 sides there. So, yeah, I quite like that. I might just take it down slightly because I feel like it's a bit tall. You know, tall and skinny, so. Oh, my goodness. Can you see my awful cutting? What is going on here? Yeah, that looks nice. Okay, so that's another one for the sewing machine. And then let's get rid of these scraps here. Okay, what was the other things? Right, so now I've got some other vellum, which I just had also tucked in my kind of desk tidy thing beside me. And what I thought we could do is, this one is my butterflies collection paper, and I thought we could just make a couple of small pockets like this. So because vellum is sometimes tricky to obviously use to glue down, it can pucker and things like that. I don't necessarily want to have the back of my pockets being pure vellum, if that makes sense, because when I come to glue that on the page, it may just pucker. So what I'm thinking is use some other paper underneath. Nope, that's too dark. So yeah, let's go for this. Use some other paper underneath. And then again, stitch all of this on the sewing machine. So that will be the back of my pocket. Now, I'm being really stingy because I like to try and hoard my vellum that I actually print. So if I just do this. Okay. So this will be the top portion of my pocket. Oops. And then here we will have the bottom portion. Now let me just see how small this needs to be. Oops, because sometimes you can end up with it looking really kind of disproportionate. Oh, sorry about that, the sirens going outside. So could have it like that. That's probably too big, so I'm kind of thinking, yeah, unfortunately going to have to cut through that scrolly section, but that's fine. So just move that to one side. Oops. Oh my goodness, I'm really mucking this up. Right. So like that, and then cut the paper down here. Like that. Okay, and then straight across here. Like that. Okay, it's a little bit wonky, so I'll just trim that up. There we go. Oops. Like that. So I'll take that to the sewing machine, and again, just kind of like stitch around the entire thing. I wonder whether I've got just about enough to maybe have a little border on there. I don't know whether I'll be able to do that or not, but if I could, that would be quite cool. And then just stitch right around the whole edge, and that's another little pocket there, incorporating vellum as well, which, you know, sometimes can be tricky to use, but it just gives it that lovely sort of finish there, doesn't it? So yeah, that's really nice. Actually, I really like that. Let's see if we can do another one using that other piece that I had here. Oh my goodness, doesn't that look lovely? So yeah, this is my sewing collection papers that I've just kind of put underneath. So yeah, go on to this side here, and then yeah, probably like that, I think. So again, this is a bit of a shame because I'm going to obviously have to go in here, but that's okay. So yeah, well, this is trickier to hold now. Right, okay, going to cut it down here, I think. And then I'm just going to use that original edge as my guide of how big to make this. So, oh my goodness, look at my cutting. What is going on with my cutting today? Awful, absolutely awful cutting. So, yep, like that. And then pop that there. And then we can just, oops, go around like that. And then just up that edge. I mean, obviously I can trim these up, you know, once I've stitched them on the sewing machine. So if they're looking a bit wonky, we can always stitch them up afterwards. And to be honest, you know, by the time that we ink them, put some lace and stuff on them, it won't really be so apparent anyway. So yeah, something like that. Oh my goodness. Absolutely love, 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 love those pockets. Aren't they gorgeous? And they feel really nice and sort of tactile. So yeah, loving those. So lots of things that I'm taking to the sewing machine so far. So, okay, this is the little scrap that we've got left now. Let's have a look and see what else we could do with this. I'm just having a look. Seeing if I've got anything inspirational kind of like tucked beside my desk, where I've just got scraps and things like that, you know, that I could just pull in and kind of maybe adapt something to use to make something here. So let's just have a look. Nothing's grabbing me so far. Got this. I don't know now. I mean, again, we could do something like that. Oh, I don't know. I've now been left with not such a great edge. You know, I've got kind of quite neutrally colours. I wish I'd thought about this a bit more carefully and ended up with sort of a more mixed colour base. Right, again, been rummaging around in my, you know, organiser. Now, I still didn't really come across anything, but I then picked this back up, which is obviously the remainder of that butterfly vellum. And I'm thinking, like, leave this portion here, I think. So cut it down. And then I'm just thinking, tear this vellum across. Like that. And then just like stitch this onto here to create a little kind of vellum pocket on top of the the piece. Now let's just check which way around I want this. Yeah, I think probably like that. Although that's quite nice. And this is also quite nice. So perhaps I should have this upside down. So let's just take this. I'm just going to snip it down here. Okay, and then just go here and I'm just going to trim that down. Take that and then just go down the edge here like that. So then again, take that to the sewing machine and just stitch all around the edge. And then you've got like a vellum pocket on top of the pocket. Again, this will need trimming up. I haven't done a very straight, you know, job of cutting. But yeah, I think that will look quite cute. Actually, I really have to say I really like that one. So yeah, that's kind of the first masterboard. Now, I've obviously got these couple of little bits left. I mean, I could maybe make something from these, like maybe some tags or, I don't know, some paper clips or something like that. I mean, it's always good to keep things rather than bin them. Although, shouldn't really encourage kind of the whole hoarding behaviour that I seem to struggle with so much. Yeah, I mean, I could just kind of take that and then just, you know, make some sort of paper clip or something from there. This one, obviously, I could probably do the same again. To be honest, it's titchy. I'm not going to bother keeping that. So yes, I'm actually going to get rid of a scrap. This one, oh, I mean, again, that's just ridiculous. I'm trying to now hoard the bit of vellum, which is literally mad, isn't it? So yeah, perhaps what we'll just do another little wrap over paper clip like that. And then I'll probably just tear these at the bottom because I think the torn edge looks nice. Oh, they're going to be lovely, actually. Yeah, really nice paper clips. So yeah, really like those. And then obviously we can put something on them. Okay, so that is the Masterboard 1. Right, let's have a look and pull in one of the others. Okay, so we've got this one, which we went really crazy with, didn't we? And made it very, very eclectic. I'm not sure how brave I am with this one, if I'm truthful. So let's put that to one side for a moment. And then we've got this one, which is absolutely lovely. Now, I've got some stuff printing off currently, so hold on a second. Okay, so for this one, I've printed off a variety of pages. Now, these are on 180 GSM. So ordinarily, because this is printer, of course it's printer paper, photo paper, sorry, for the printer. And ordinarily, I would use 250 when printing on photo paper. But this time, this is 180, which I thought would just lend itself to this project perfectly because it's not going to be too thick for what I'm going to make with this. So I am going to just literally turn these Masterboard pages into some complete pages to use for a journal. Now, I've got these ones here. These are from my Avery collection, and I've printed these intentionally. Whoops. Printed these intentionally because I thought these will be absolutely perfect for the colorways that I've got going on this Masterboard. So all I'm going to do is just literally take that, fold it in half. In fact, I'm going to be really shoddy and just even tear it. I'm not even going to cut it. So yeah, just going to tear that down like that. Okay. And then all I'm going to do is kind of mount this onto the back of the Masterboard. So just taking it here like that. Now, what I will probably do, I think, is just glue it in the first instance. I don't need to glue it too madly because I'm then going to take it to the sewing machine, but I will just kind of go round so it's, you know, roughly glued everywhere. And we'll just pop this one down here like that. Okay, and then okie dokie. like that, and I'm going to cut this one out first so that then I can just judge where I want my next page to be. So take that, just cut around. Okay. And then basically what this is giving me then is just some really gorgeous, interesting base pages to use. Now, I will use these for a ring bound journal. You could probably attach like an extra sheet of paper to make a spine on these or something. As I said before, what you could do is you could have stuck the whole sheet of paper down, the A4, and folded it. Now, personally, I don't like doing that. I talked about that just now, why, the reasons why I don't really like folding my sheets. But you could do that. So that's that sheet. Isn't that just gorgeous? Absolutely love that. What a beautiful page that's going to make. So, oops, not made it very straight. Beautiful, but very wonky page. So that's that one. And then turn it back over. Just decide where to put my next one. So, can't decide now. Do I want it that way or that way? I mean, to be honest, it probably doesn't really matter. Probably making a big fuss about nothing really, but yeah, let's put it on this side. So here this time. So exactly the same, just going to go around the edge like that. Okay. And then plenty of glue there. Okay. And then just, whoops. Okie dokie. Right. Oh, I wonder if I can go right to the bottom. Oh. Okay. So, yep. Just press that down. Like that. Okay. And then we'll just, again, cut that out here. Oops. Like that. Oh my goodness. I'm going terribly wonky today. This is not a good cutting day for me. Don't know about you guys, but just sometimes I'm worse than others. And this is one of those times. Okay, right. So just tidy it up here on the edge. Okay, just along there. And then I'm just going to tidy the bottom like that. Okay. I'm so sorry, they're working on something next door. So yeah, they've just arrived. Okay, so that's that page. Isn't that just absolutely scrumptious? Oh, I love how that looks. Right, so that's those two. Now I've just got this one one section left, which is now of course not big enough to make another page. So what I could do is I could fold this in half and, oops, again, just going to be lazy and tear it. So, yeah. Oh my goodness, what shoddy tearing now. Oh, that's not good, is it? Look, rubbish, rubbish. Right, let's use this section here. Right, okay. So what I could do is use this piece here with this section. So, oops. Yeah. So I'm going to, yeah, cut this down, I think. So let's just take that straight across there. Okay, like that. And then here, I could then either just coffee dye this section, or we could just get another strip of paper. So for example, I've got the damask. Oh, that's not the damask that I used first time, is it? What have I done with that, I wonder? No idea where that's gone. So I could take the damask and then literally have that section filled in with the damask, which I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to glue this one down So again, just go round. Oops. I mean, again, don't need to worry too much because I'm going to be, you know, taking this to the sewing machine anyway. So all we're actually trying to do is just make sure that it's, you know, attached to the page. So like that. And yep, I'm going to put that on here. Oops. Oh my goodness. Like that. And then just, yep, stick that down like that. And then, okay. Aha, just spotted the damask that I had used originally, which just is slightly paler. So I think is going to just look slightly better. And then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to tear this down because I like the look of the torn edges. Okay, I'm going to glue that onto there and then I will just trim it off. So I've obviously, you know, cut it way bigger than it needs to be, but at least then I know I've got it covered. So like that, and then just go around here. Okie dokie. Just a bit of extra on that edge because of course that's where it's going to just be sort of slightly thicker, so it could be problematic. I mean, hopefully it won't be, but you know, if it's going to be, that's the area. So there we go. Okay, right, looking good. Right, okay, so we can then just cut this down like that. Okay, and just then trim that down. Oops, just along here like that. Okay, there we go. So oops, upside down. So again, what a lovely page. So straight away I've got 3 base pages for like a really lovely eclectic looking, you know, ring bound journal. So absolutely love them. I will just stitch around them on the sewing machine. So let's bring in that portion that we've got left, which is now obviously just, you know, much smaller. Okay, what shall we do with this? Oh, I don't really know what to do with this, to be honest. I wonder if I've got any more of the pretty vellum because that looked so good. Let me just have a look. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. So I have got some vellum and I've also got some transparency, which this is kind of obviously a remnant that I've got left over. So this is gorgeous, isn't it? So this is my Victorian springtime papers, and again just placing it onto that sewing pattern paper. How gorgeous does that look as a pocket? So I'm going to use that, so I'm just going to cut it down. Okay, let's just fold that down kind of where it needs to be cut. Okay, like that. Oh my goodness, do you see? Even my folding is way off today. What is going on with me? It is absolutely rubbish, isn't it? So yeah, not doing a good job at all. So I'm just going to tear this down. I can obviously trim this up in a minute, but because I think it's probably a bit wide, but we'll see. So that one, and yep, that's going to go onto here. I'm just going to take it down literally just on that sort of blue, just beneath there. Okay, so that's that one, like that. Okie doke. Oh my goodness, how gorgeous is this going to look? So, and again, whoops, again, just going to put it here. I am going to end up with like a little scrap, but that's fine unless I do it this way round. Oh, that's quite nice. Or perhaps I'll do it like that. So yeah, now let's see, how big do we want this to be? About there perhaps? Oh my gosh, I can see already this is going to go wonky, but I'm gonna try. Okay, like that. So I'm just going to snip this off so it's tidier. Okay, right, so we've got like that. Oh my goodness, what a gorgeous pocket. I mean, isn't this making some really, really, really lovely looking pieces, like very different to what I would make, you know, ordinarily. So I'm going to trim this down just on this side. Now, the reason why I've done it like this is so that I will get that, you know, rough edge for the rough edge from the vellum as well. So just go straight down like that. Hopefully this will look okay. Let's turn it back round, pop that there, and then this one onto there. What a gorgeous pocket. Oh, absolutely love that. Now I don't know whether, yeah, I assume that's probably, yeah, I think this is the wonky edge. So yeah, okay. So, yep, take that one to the sewing machine and just stitch right the way around there. And it's just such a really different, lovely looking pocket, isn't it? So that's that one. Okay, now obviously I've got the top piece here. So I don't know. Well, that's annoying because I've now not really got any of that sewing pattern paper left. Oh, this is quite dark, so it will kind of darken this up. It might look okay, but we'll just see. I could have something like that. And again, let's see. No, not that edge. What do we think to that? Just got this corner which is not really glued down, which is just annoying me, so I'll just quickly glue that down. Yeah, that looks okay, doesn't it? So yeah, let's do that. Now again, I'm going to make probably a horrible job of doing this, but we'll just get it started. And yeah, let's go down the side like that. Okay. So I have to say, I've mucked this up completely. It's a really small pocket now. Yeah, I don't know why that didn't really occur to me. I should have moved this lower down, but anyway, that's fine. It was going to be a bit stumpy because I'd cut this vellum like on the lower part, if you see what I mean. But that's okay. I think that still would look okay. Again, I'm going to trim up the edges after I've stitched it. So I'll just put that to one side. Right, okay. So last little section of that masterboard we've got left. Oops, I just dropped that transparency on the floor. Let me just grab that and pick it up. Okay. Right, so I'm thinking, what am I thinking? Well, again, we could do the transparency in the back. Oh, it is quite dark on that vellum, which is a shame. Not vellum, sorry, on the damask. Let's just see. Oh, I think it looks okay there, actually. Let's just check out what else we've got. I mean, that's really lovely there, isn't it? Right, so I'm thinking we put this here with that there. So again, just right now I probably want this a bit longer than that other one, so I'm just going to snip that off, and yeah, let's do it about there. And then, oops. Oh my goodness, I hope I haven't mucked this up. I mean, I print things like this and then I just want to hoard them. Ridiculous, I know, but yeah, I've been obviously hoarding this scrap because, you know, it's a hassle printing other things, isn't it? So you're kind of like, oh, I'll just hang on to that. Don't want to use it all at once. Okay. I feel I've been very brave here. I've used a lot of scraps. Oh gosh, what awful cutting. Awful again. Right, there we go. Let's just tidy that up slightly. Okay. Yep, so I can obviously stitch that just straight around the edge, just like with the vellum ones. again, I'll tidy this up after, because actually you can see that transparency is just moving. So yeah, just stitch right around the edge, and then again got kind of a different texture there for the pocket. So yeah, loving how that looks. Right, last piece. So well, maybe put two pieces from here. So right, now we could do another pocket. Oh, we could do that one actually. It's quite nice, isn't it? Yeah, let's do that. So let me just take this down. Okay, now obviously this is upside down really, this damask, but I'm going to use it this way up because I've mucked up the cutting on the bottom. So just going to take it down here. Okay, right, like that, and yep, just take this one down here. Oops, like that. And oh my goodness, what on earth? I mean, I could just stitch around this, to be honest, and then trim it down afterwards. Might be better off doing that, if I'm truthful. Oh well, let's just go for it. Right, like that. So again, I will trim this up, but that's kind of my basic pocket. Now, do we want it that way up or that way up? Probably better this way up, because my writing will be upside down otherwise on this little bit of text. So yeah, okay, like that. Okay, so that's that one. Right, last one. Oh, I don't know what to do with this now. Well, we could just even have just this portion here as a little pocket on the top of it. Leave that to one side. So yeah, what I could do is just literally stitch this on as a pocket onto the base piece, so like that. So I'm going to shift that over, because otherwise it's way too wide for a page. Take it down there like that, and just then stitch that as a pocket there. Yeah, I really like that actually. Okay, so I've got a lot of sewing to do now at the sewing machine, so I will stitch all of those pieces and then we'll come back and just see how they all look. I think we've got a lot of different bits and bobs to play with, haven't we, from the Masterboard. So I will be back. Right, I'm back from the sewing machine. So they're all attached at the moment, but yes. So we've got our 3 pages ready to do probably a ring bound journal from those. So they are looking absolutely yummy. So that's those. Gorgeous, aren't they? And I mean, obviously I haven't distress inked any of these bits or anything, so I mean, once they're distress inked and things, they're going to change kind of appearance again. So that's the 3 pages. I've got the envelope, which we did at the beginning of the video. Now, I did curse myself when I got to the sewing machine because I hadn't actually coffee dyed this paper, but I can do that, and I can use just a paintbrush to be able to get it inside here. But isn't that just such a scrummy envelope? And obviously I have got the other 2, which I'm going to do the same, making an envelope from these 2 as well. So I'm going to do more of those. But isn't that just gorgeous? Absolutely love how that looks. That's probably my favorite piece, I have to say. Yeah, really love that. I've got this one here. Now, again, just need to trim this up. So we'll just quickly tidy this up here. So just take down the edges. Okay, and yeah, trim that down on that edge there. Trim it down here. Okay, oops, like that. Oops, got a bit of a jutty out bit here. There we go, and yep, straight across here. There we go. So that's one of those gorgeous acetate pockets there. So just got the Masterboard obviously at the bottom, Again, very kind of eclectic look. I mean, I would never ordinarily kind of mix those papers with the image, you know, this flower image, but I actually love how it's turned out. It looks really, really pretty, doesn't it? So yeah, kind of, you know, it's good to be able to achieve some different looks by doing the masterboards, I think. So this was that first vellum pocket that we did. Absolutely love how this looks. It's so pretty. So you've got your pocket here, and then I did manage to just about keep an edge around the paper. So the vellum's kind of just in. I mean, I've gone a little bit close there, but that's fine. What a scrumptious pocket. So, and I've got a few of those because we then did a couple more, didn't we? So I've got these ones. Again, could trim this down, but this is the pocket here. So love how these are. They really have yeah, turned out lovely. So that's another thing to do with your printed vellum, is actually just tidying this up as I go, is actually make some of these types of pockets, because I talked about it when we kind of made them just now. The problem with vellum is sometimes it's tricky to work with from a point of view of gluing it, because it's, you know, it's a bit puckerable, you know, it's liable to puckering. Whereas using it like this, you've got the beauty of the vellum, but then you've got the solid kind ofness of the paper underneath. So when you glue this onto your page, and you could glue it on like 3 sides there, it's not touching the vellum at all. So your vellum's staying beautiful, and, you know, you've also got this kind of like nice effect of like a double layered. I mean, that one's not so much. It has got some underneath, but not so much. But this one, you can clearly see kind of the underneath pattern of the paper. It looks really pretty, doesn't it? So yeah, that's just kind of another way to use vellum, really, you know, which I think is quite fun. So then we've got this one. So this one we did just the, really just using up that acetate by putting just a pocket on here. So very, very, very simple, but oh my goodness, so cute, isn't it? So that's that one. Then we've got this one here. So again, we did that same concept as with that vellum pocket, but this time obviously using that transparency film. So again, just go down the edge and just tidy this up like that, and then just go across the bottom, tidy it up a little bit there. Okie dokie. And then I'll just tidy it a little bit at the top. Very minimal trimming needed. There we go. So you've got your pocket obviously across there, and then, you know, transparency. And again, just sometimes it's really nice to just have kind of a different look of a different texture. So obviously now we've got the shiny, you know, texture of the transparency, which just sort of adds to your journals, I think, you know, just keeps it more interesting. I have to say this one's really annoying me because I can just see the wonky, awful wonky cutting. But I mean, hopefully by the time it's decorated and got lace on, that will be, you know, that will be covered up and disguised. So then we've got another one of those, obviously with the transparency. So again, just need a little bit of trimming. So just trim it down there. Trim it down here on this edge. There we go. Just a little bit off here. Okie dokie. There we go. Isn't that so lovely? So again, pocket there, and then the transparency on the back. And then we've got this one, again, another vellum version of that. So just trim that down there. Oops. Just trim that. So I mean, to be honest, although these you know, lots of these vellum pockets that we made, you know, we did end up making kind of 4 of them or whatever, I mean, they look really different, don't they? I mean, this one looks completely different to the others. Now, just want to give you just a little bit of a tip here, or just mention something here, is, do you remember this was that short stubby kind of pocket? So on the back, you can see I have not stitched right to the back of the paper, right to the bottom of the paper, if you see what I mean. I moved my pocket slightly down. I've still stitched across the bottom, so it looks like it's stitched. It's not. Now, you might be thinking, oh gosh, that's rubbish. But to be honest, when you glue this into a journal, that doesn't matter. Because actually, you're going to, let's for instance say, glue it on 3 sides. So you glue it there, there, there. And when you've glued here, your pocket is still complete. So if you wanted to extend a pocket, you know, you've only got, for instance, like here, we just have that stubby kind of little piece of the vellum. That's a way to do it, is just move your pocket down and don't actually worry about it attaching at the bottom. By the time it's glued into the book, that's not going to be a problem, you know, anyway. So that's that one. And then we've got this one, which I really love how this one turned out as well. Couldn't be more, you know, simple and kind of, yeah, simplistic in its kind of way that we've made it. But oh my goodness, doesn't it look so pretty? So literally just using like a scrap basically of vellum, just stitched right the way around the whole edge. So that's attached the vellum onto there. Again, it's a way of using the vellum without having to use the glue. And then you just, again, glue that on 3 sides and you've got kind of a side loading pocket. So loads of different pieces that we ended up making. So, yep, let's see how many that we got. So we got 3 complete pages. So 1, 2, 3. So love that. I've also got these 2, which I'm going to make some paper clips from, which I could even quickly do that now. Obviously, I won't decorate them, but just to kind of demonstrate, you know, what I would then do with these. So I'll just take a couple of paper clips there. These are the, what I would call the medium paper clips. So I'm just going to have to trim it down slightly to fit onto the paper clip. So like that. Like that. Okay, and then we'll just sort of miter, I suppose, these corners. I mean, that just makes it sort of easier for when you're then threading it onto the paper clip. So there we go. And we just then, oops. Oh my goodness. Trying to do this too quickly, obviously, but yeah, just quickly slide that on like that. Okay, and then just for speed, I'm going to quickly use my hot glue gun. Obviously, you don't need to use a hot glue gun really, but it's nice to know that it's just, you know, it's glued and you don't have to kind of be waiting for it to dry or anything like that. It's, you know, it's glued and it's done. So that's that one. And then we've got this one, which again, just need to take that down slightly in terms of width so that it fits onto the clip. So just a little bit more, tiny bit. And then again, just going to miter this off, just because, like I say, it makes it slightly easier for hooking it onto the paper clip. Not that you would know it from my struggle just now, but you could then just, oh my goodness, come on, thread this on like that. Okay, oops. Oh my gosh, what is going on with me? Look at me. As I'm filling it, it's going one way to the other way. There we go. And then again, just going to quickly add some hot glue there. And just then, yeah, glue that one down. So there we go. Right, we were counting up, weren't we? So we had the 3 pages. We've now got the 2 paper clips. Don't forget, I've also got the 2 envelope bases that we are going to make. So 5, 6, 7. And then we've got 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So a massive 17 things that we managed to get. And that was just from those 2 collage masterboards, to be honest, which is pretty awesome, isn't it? Again, obviously I haven't decorated any of these or anything like that, but you know, I hope that you really like them and hope that you feel inspired to make your own kind of whole page collage masterboard. Obviously we were using scraps, not whole pages. But yeah, I hope that you like everything that we've made. Let me know below which was your favourite idea, which thing do you like the best. And yeah, have fun if you decide to make any of these things. And also, I mean, let me know below, what's your favourite things to make with your masterboards? Do you have that same fear of folding them sort of in half, or, you know, folded them into folds like I do, or do you kind of brave that and do that anyway? So yeah, let me know below what you think to everything we made. what's your favourite item, and yeah, what you do with your masterboards. So thank you so much for watching, and really appreciate a big thumbs up for this video, and look forward to reading all your comments below. So thank you so much then. Bye.